You're in the spotlight, Maryellen. Welcome.
Hi, how are you?
We are talking about dessert today. Maryellen's cake pops. Oh my gosh, they look so good. I almost jumped through the website and wanted one of them. With your cake pops, they are sweet and they're beautiful. Hasn't always been sweet, I'm sure, building a company, right? You have quite a story.
I do. It has not always been sweet, but we always make it to everybody to be sweet.
Yeah,
um, so
exactly.
yeah, so no, there's definitely been some dips and hurdles and valleys throughout this process. I'm not new at it. It's
Yeah.
been 30 years. So there's been a lot of different challenges throughout that 30-year course.
A learning process. And what are I'm going to start out by first asking you what inspired you to open Maryellen's Cake Pops?
So when I was a little girl, my parents were divorced early on. My nanny took care of my brother and I, and she took care of seven children. So my
Wow.
mother was one of seven. So everything was made in the house, from shepherd's pie to sour pound cakes to chocolate chip bananas. They're my actual favorite dessert.
Oh, girl, I haven't had lunch and you are making me drool here.
Oh, but if you only knew, there are warm Aunt Mare's Bliss cookies right out of the oven.
Oh my gosh,
Not like
amazing.
you can eat them through this screen, but of course I had to make them for you. Um, so anyway, my nanny, she would bake. I was always with her. I was covered from head to toe with flour and sugar. To this day, I still have her recipe book. Actually, it's a little plastic blue box that has her recipe cards on it, and I hold it very near and dear to my heart. And I also have her sifter. Her sifter is actually the first piece of equipment I started when I was 17 years old, sifting every ounce of powdered sugar in this little tin sifter that went. I was very independent even as a child. Um, I saw the Aunt Jemima bottle on my grandparents' table, whether it was my nanny and pop pop or my grandparents, because I grew up loving pancakes, and that's what I used to call them. They weren't
Oh,
pancakes; they were pancakes.
I
And Aunt
love that.
Jemima was on those pancakes, and I was like, I'm gonna be Aunt Jemima one day. I want my name on everybody's kitchen table when I get older. And honestly, that has been no one really knew that until recently because I'm constantly asked, like, where did it come from? Now that I'm more in the spotlight, that's actually where it came from. Um, I knew I wanted to make a difference. And originally, I went to school for occupational physical therapy. So whether it was fixing people and making them happy, I realized very early on that I have a gift in food.
Okay,
I'm
so let's
actually,
talk
go
about
ahead.
that pivot there.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. You went to school for occupational therapy,
Yes.
and now you have a company that's nationally known for the cake pops.
Yes.
So where was that pivot? What happened in there?
So when I was in school, I finished about junior year. I never graduated with my OT degree. Um, I decided my stepfather had fallen ill. My mother at that point had to go back to working two and three part-time jobs on top of her full-time job just because of everything going on. And I moved back home. I wasn't going 24 hours a day caring for patients over here and coming home and caring for a patient at home. I
Oh,
didn't sign up for that.
that's tough.
So I pivoted at that given point in time. And the job that I was working full time at the time while in college, a lady, the receptionist, asked me to make her a Winnie the Pooh cake. I didn't know how to bake a cake. Yeah, no
I don't know
idea.
how to bake a cake.
Right. I mean, sure. I said, not a problem. I can do it. I can do anything that I want to do. We all can do anything we want to
You're
do.
on QVC, you're on TV all the time.
Mhm.
I mean, it's incredible the turnaround that you made from two Winnie the Pooh cakes.
From two Winnie the Pooh cakes. So it started with the Winnie the Poohs, and then it came to like basket cakes and typical like early 90s designs like the Star Point cakes. And then I realized making chocolate was more lucrative.
Oh, okay.
So by just paying attention to things, paying attention to pricing, then I went back to that supply store and I said, well, how do you do this? And how do you do that? And I just asked questions and I paid attention. To this day, I have never been taught anything by a professional of what I do.
So it sounds like a lot of it was following your gut.
Uh-huh. I have
Following
very
your
good intuition and I have very good grit inside of that gut. And I just was like, if that person can do it, why can't I do it? So that
There
was
you
pretty much
go.
the mentality that got me through my younger teenage years into adulthood. And that's where it truly came from. And I've thought long and hard because I get asked this question, like you know, and like I have said, I get it asked all the time. And it's just like, I can't just say it's made with love and magic all the time. Like, there's actually a principle stern point to this. And that's really where it is. I never gave up on myself. In middle school, I would go to Woolworths and I would purchase blow pops for 15 cents each. I would turn around, fill a backpack. I would go into lunchtime. I would sell them for a quarter or 50 cents to the point everybody who I'm still friends with and everybody who has seen me where I am now, they're like, we knew you when you sold blow pops. And that is like the catalyst. They're like, we knew you were going to be something of something someday,
So it
but
was
no one ever
really
really knew what it was.
an innate talent and confidence that you had.
Yes.
But you also have to be smart enough to take that and build on it. So, what would you say to someone who's watching out there that has an idea and they just don't think they have that type of confidence to, follow through with it?
So my words of advice for that: if you have the idea, pursue it. The only person who's going to say no is yourself. You need to learn to look in the reflection of a mirror and trust yourself because you're your own salesperson. Like I said, from making the Winnie the Pooh cake, you can do anything you want. You can educate yourself, you can design something, you can build something, you can be the best tech savvy web designer in the world. It's got to come from you. You don't need the accreditation or validation from anybody else to do it. You need to have it within you.
Those are
So,
very wise words. Thank you so much for that. And I'm sure a lot of
absolutely.
people that are watching this can need to hear that. I mean, everybody every once in a while needs to hear that type of thing. I would love to see your cake pops. Put them out here.
Oh, you want to see my cake
They're so
pop?
colorful and beautiful, and I just
So
they're
here they
just
are. They're in the
oh,
little
that is so
package.
festive.
Yeah,
I
so this is
love
the
it.
Christmas collection. I actually here, you know what? I can open this. I didn't open it. I don't know why I didn't open it. Normally I'm more prepared. For some
Oh,
reason
that's
I just
okay.
didn't do it today.
No, that really shows it off well. That looks like such a nice gift package there.
Yeah, so this is the 10 count collection,
It's
which
the
right now,
season.
it is tis the season. And we do have a collection for every single season. This is Jolly the Snowman.
Oh my gosh, how adorable is that? I
So
wouldn't even want to
every
eat it. I'd
every
want to put it
season
on
I
my
bring out,
table in a
huh?
glass case. I'd want to put it on my table in a glass case and not eat it. It's so beautiful.
Yeah, and we have Snowflake. Our number one seller this year is Cherry's Jubilee. So, fun
Mm.
fact about me: I don't like sweets. I don't eat sweets.
Get
I really
out!
never did. I never will. And everybody's like, you
Really?
can't say that. And I'm like, I can say it because I don't like it.
I love it. That
It
is
is
so
art to
hysterical.
me. Like,
So
food
you
is
find an
art.
inspiration in a product that you don't even love. It was just the love of making it and making people happy. I know because you went up to occupational therapy school. Obviously,
You
you want
got it.
people and you wanted to make them happy, and this is the way that you're doing it. That
Love to be there when they take the first bite. That's why I still do it.
oh, that is beautiful. And where can we find your cake pops?
So
What?
you can absolutely, you can go to our website, which is maryellenscakepops.com,
Okay.
or you can go on Talk Shop Live. I have a platform on there in which you can purchase all of the collections as well. And I do go on quite often and do a show, whether it's my product or infusing my product with a different product. So I mean, I spread the love out. So if I can help another small business, I do it. I absolutely do it.
I feel the same way. I mean, we all need to help each other, especially female-owned businesses.
Yes.
And it's just a way to get out there and spread the love and support each other. And in the end, we all win.